Hey guys, Squiggles here, and Sheth Week continues. That's right, we saw him take on Select, we saw him take on Idra, and now he is going to be taking on LiquidHuK. We're going to see if Huck can fare any better. Sheth, you are so handsome. He is such a good player. Of course, this map is on Naga Caverns, and this game was also played for the Battle.net 2011 North America Invitational. So, oh man, even though the tournament is over, I actually did not get to see it. I saw it like online. I got on Battle.net and I was like, oh look, there's an invitational. And so I clicked on it. It was cast by Day9 and TJ Wheat. And I was like, or no, JP. My apologies. My apologies, JP. My apologies. So it was cast by those two fine commentators, and I totally missed it. I logged on and it was like, this match has concluded. And I was like, well, that's rubbish, and I want to watch them anyway. So I figured what better way to watch them than to just re-commentate them for everybody who missed them, and we can all enjoy these games together. Both these players are tippity top, and I really love watching Huck play. So I'm just curious to see what he does. And actually, I'm not curious at all, because this probe right here is going to mine these minerals. No, I was wrong. He's going to mine these minerals. And Huck is so famous for doing these little mining tricks where he just makes these workers not mine this mineral patch. See how he's not actually mining minerals here? What he's doing is he's just making drones not mine. So there's nice little games going on here. And the reason Huck did that was because he had nothing going on early game. He was bored. He makes hearts when he scouts and stuff. He's very famous for doing things like that. So he was like, well, maybe I can just harass and throw off their timings a little bit, make their mining slow down just a teeny little bit. Not enough to matter to most people, but for Huck, it's something he can do anyway. So here he goes, just making mining not work. Huck, you are so good. Meanwhile, looks like he has his gateway down. Both gases coming down. Pretty early second gas, actually, as his second pylon goes down after the second gas has already been planted. So we're going to have to see what he does here. I'm expecting a core to be thrown down. That core is... There we go, the core. And nice positioning there. You can just put that Zealot, which is already hot or rallied there, even though he's not actually making it yet. But he has good timings because of that probe, knows exactly what's going on. He knows Sheth went for a gas first into spawning pool, so he's going to go for a little one base thing right now. Expect Sheth to take a second pretty soon, but especially on a map like this, because this is a 1v1 map, it's so typical for this probe to just harass, patrol right here, throw down a pylon, and make that expansion not go down. So Sheth wants to get these Zerglings out first, just make sure he can get that hatch down, and this way he is not really delayed at all. You can see he pulled guys off of gas, so he's going to be going just for his 100 gas to get that metabolic boost upgrade. That's right, Fit Nerds, metabolic boost. I was asking for t-shirt ideas, and somebody came with that idea, and I thought it was amazing. That's really funny, so I'll probably do that at some point. All right, researching metabolic boost. But Sheth looks like has great overlord positioning. Look at this, overlords everywhere. Not that any of these are overlords that I'm looking at. We have just great map control and I guess scouting going on with these Zerglings of Sheth, checking all the places that a pylon could possibly be with this Zergling right here. Has this Xel'Naga watchtower, at least temporarily, going to be moving up here with these three Zerglings, wants to check, see if there's an expansion, and then wants to check and see exactly what kind of units. He goes, okay, there is a Zealot, there's a Sentry, so I kind of know what's going on now. It's going to be more of a defensive thing. Although, and I say defensive because normally you get sentries if you're going to be defensive, you get stalkers if you're going to be more aggressive. But Huck is crazy aggressive sometimes with his sentries. Like, he'll move out with only sentries. Like, kind of crazy. I don't really see that many people doing that, but he's like, I'll get a lot of sentries early so I can defend anything, and then I'll just put pressure on because, you know, I can. Ooh, those lings almost sniped that probe. Nicely done there. Meanwhile, what is Sheth doing back in his base besides harassing this pylon, which is just being so annoying, not even losing a Zergling. So very good job there. Looks like this Overlord going to be poking in a little bit and poking back out. Saw those two gateways and was like, okay, now I know what's up. Going to be going ahead and moving away. Look at these Overlords. One positioned here. That's a Zergling. Nope. But Overlord positioned here, Overlord positioned here. Oh, is the Overlord getting it away? Run, Overlord, run. Oh, so much flashlights shining going on. And it looks like the Overlords are allergic to flashlights because he will go down. And meanwhile, lots of Zerglings coming in for Sheth. Looks like he is going to be droning pretty heavy behind this Ling attack. And he's going to force the cancel on one pylon, killing the other pylon, and just preventing Huck from moving down at least for a little bit longer, especially because he saw he had those sentries, which are really good at force fielding and stuff, but not so good at doing DPS. So now Huck is going to be moving down here. Looks like he is getting ready to plant this Nexus. I almost said hatchery. That would have been false. but does get the hatchery, the Nexus down. Man, I psyched myself out there. So going to be defending here. Look at this, so many sentries, and HuK is like one of these players who just loves his sentries, and these Lings are going to come in here, try to get a cancel on this. Oh, are they going to get it? Oh, looks like just no. Looks like HuK barely able to defend there, and these Zerglings are forced to run away, and I don't know. HuK is like, should I attack? Should I not? I'm not really sure. I guess I'll go a little bit more, and looks like, oh, force field's trapping about half, actually over half. Only 2 Zerglings are going to live to tell the tale. So forcing a few force fields, but at the cost of 5 or 6 Zerglings. Meanwhile, it looks like there is a macro hatch going down for Sheth as well. Any kind of tech. Looks like he has a Roach Warren, also getting an Evo Chamber. Quick +1 melee, which signals that he is going to be getting mainly Zerglings, not so much Roaches. I think he's going to get just a couple of Roaches because they're such meaty, hardy units. Also doing a good job of starting to spread that creep. But it looks like HuK is going to be pushing in for the least lot of damage, if not lots of kills. And what does Sheth have? Looks like he has 2 Spine Crawlers put down, but they're put down way too late. 1 Roach does spawn, another Roach coming down from the top. Oh, there's the force field at the ramp, and it looks like Sheth is actually in a lot of trouble right now. He has 1 more Roach and a few Lings on the way, but all kinds of Overlords being sniped, and HuK now doing a lot of damage. Force field's going down everywhere. Ooh, but there is some Zerglings in here, able to pick off a couple of these sentries, and now with a Queen, a couple of Roaches, and more Lings pushing out, looks like all of those sentries will go down. So now it's down to this little group of units that HuK has. Even the drones are coming out. They put on their little helmets, and they're going to come out and fight as well for the swarm, and it looks like these Stalkers will actually be taken out. Sheth with a decent supply lead, about 10 supply after that. Is supply blocked, at least temporarily, but that is because he had a whole bunch of his Overlords sniped. And HuK, meanwhile, looks like he is going to continue just building up, adding on more gateways, continuing to build a ton of units, and he is now on 4 gates off of 2 bases. He could actually put on a couple more gates or attack or do something. We're going to have to see exactly what he decides to do there. Looks like this rally is a little bit off. Yes! Going to be getting a Robo Bay. Okay. That is, or a Robo Facility, rather. I apologize. Robo Bay is for Colossus. Okay, so it looks like Sheth does still have this hatchery up, his macro hatch, so he's going to be able to replenish his army fairly quickly. Also, looks like continuing to drone, getting a ton of drones, actually. Lair on the way as well. Meanwhile, looks like another gas being taken for HuK. Does Sheth have? No, does not have these 2 gas at the bottom, so just going to be on 2 gas for now. Stockpiling a decent amount of larvae, actually, now using some of those. Getting some additional drones. Looks like +1 missile attacks on the way, going to be tearing down these destructible rocks. Yes, indeed, that is something you should always do if you have the units. And HuK, look at this, going to be placing these pylons. This is a money spot for pylons, by the way, MV Protoss users, right here. That is a money spot. This is another pretty good one. It allows you to see if drones are mining from this expansion. Also allows you to warp in, guys, if you need to, and do any kind of harass. So, just really good. Looks like Sheth has taken both of his other gases. These rocks about to go down, and it looks like HuK is thinking about moving out again, has taken control of one Zelnaga watchtower. Looks like he's going to bounce over to the other one. There is creep up here for Sheth, though, and there is an observer on the way out for HuK, so he's going to be able to stop the spread of creep once he is able to get that observer out there. But looks like another counterattack coming in from Sheth with nice little Zerglings. Was able to see the position of the Protoss forces and is going to come in and punish him for it, as it looks like a couple of drones going to go down here and pressure being put on these buildings now. Could be run up into the main. No, just going to go ahead and pull back. Did a little bit of damage, didn't lose almost anything, is just going to pull back nice and comfortably, taking control of that Zelnaga watchtower just for a second, and now he's going to run back and going to see a couple of pylons and be like, wait a minute, I don't want you here, pylons. So he's going to try to take these pylons out, but there are some zealots there, and those zealots, I think, may clean up these Zerglings. Yes, they will save that pylon. Not this one, though, as that one does go down, in fact. Now, HuK did do a good job. You can see there are no creep troopers anymore. The nearest creep trooper is, like, in the main. So good job of denying that creep spread. Now just going to be patient for a little bit, let the creep subside. Also making that pylon wall so that he cannot get any kind of killed from any kind of runarounds. Meanwhile, it looks like some Lings catching a couple of these Stalkers out of position. Force field's going down. Roach is running up. And could they get one Stalker? Yes, one Stalker does go down. More force fields trapping some of these Roaches at least a little bit. Now these Roaches are still firing at some of these units, and more force fields to prevent the Roach runaway, but I do not think these Roaches are even planning on running away at this point. They are in for the attack, and now looks like the Protoss force is going to have to fall back. 115 supply, 116 now versus 83 supply, so HuK having to be a little bit careful. It looks like he could get surrounded, actually, as Sheth moves in with Roaches from the bottom and from the top. Nice little pincher maneuver, and HuK really has nowhere nowhere to go except through the units of Sheth. Looks like he will destroy all the units at the bottom and run away, trying to get back to his natural where he has additional units and an immortal morphing in. But I don't know if he even has enough. Nice force fields going down, going to prevent any kind of death, at least right away. No, but the burrow coming down from Sheth, and that roach will live to fight another day. Look at that, regenerating health so fast. Oh, so good. And additional gateways on the way. Looks like Sheth is content to just 2-base right now. Going to heal up all these roaches and just commit what looks like a full-out attack right now. He has 119 supply versus 91 supply of Huck, and adding on Infestation Pit, another hatchery, so now taking his third. There it is. Moving back down here to the action, we can see a lot of roaches and lings preparing for an attack. Here they come. Do not want to get these force fields doesn't want to get cut in half by the force fields. There we go. And it looks like he's just going to move his way in, wants to stay close to these units. Doing a good job here about the probes to fight, as this is Huck's last defense. He needs to hold this. That one good force field going down. It looks like these roaches will go ahead and pull back. But Sheth at 125 supply versus the 79 supply of Huck. And now it looks like Sheth's going to move in here again. Going to be surrounding this with lings. And these lings are going to come in here, try to do a lot of damage. These roaches moving in. Some of them not doing damage, but getting a decent surround now. Force field's going down, trying to prevent them. More lings running in here on the side. And look at the minimap. Just tons of units streaming down for Sheth. And Huck is in trouble, folks. He is down to 71 supply against the 122 supply of Sheth. And it looks like the probes are coming out to fight again. More lings running in. And there is the GG, capital G, lowercase g, as Sheth is going to take this first game, the best of 3 against LiquidHuK. Now, I am going to be casting this full series because I love watching these two players play. This was game 1. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check back often and a lot because I'll be uploading quite a bit in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave comments below as always. And if you want to subscribe to me on Twitter or follow me on Twitter, it is Squiggles Star. It was originally going to be Squiggles Starcraft, but that was too long for the Twitter name. So it ended up being Squiggles Starcraft. And I was like, nah, that's not going to work. So Squiggle Star, that's what it is. I'm going to be streaming a lot as well as I try to ladder up and get into Masters. Thank you all for your patronage and watching this replays. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for heading... And that's the end. I'll see you guys later.